bigger takeaway from the Browns quarterback competition is that whoever is the week one starting quarterback, it's almost like the countdown starts the minute week one begins until the next player takes over. It seems like there's a real chance the Browns, like if the over-under was set at 2.5 quarterbacks starting for the Browns this year, I think you and I are aligned, probably taking the over there. And you know, if the Browns, nothing that has happened over the past, like call it 2 months or a little under 2 months, has totally changed the calculus of how these two players stack up, right? Like you can have a little bit of a lead and you can gather some momentum, but like still ultimately I believe that Dillon Gabriel is the quarterback the Browns think has the better chance.
Shedeur Sanders is once again in the spotlight regarding the starting quarterback role for Cleveland. Fieldlytics has sparked speculation suggesting Dillon Gabriel might have the upper hand to start over Shedeur. Yates claims there's been no clear improvement from Shedeur to shift the narrative in his favor. However, if you take a closer look at Shedeur's growth and development on the field, that assessment seems questionable. Is Yates missing something, or is there truth to the idea that Gabriel might overtake Sanders? Fieldlytics completely overlooked the impressive figures Shedeur Sanders has put up during OTAs and minicamps. Despite Shedeur's standout performances, Yates still declared that, regardless of who might have the better career in the long run, Shedeur is 2 rounds behind Dillon Gabriel in the draft, which could impact his chances to start. According to Yates, this draft position gap could be the determining factor, suggesting that Shedeur might not have a better shot than Gabriel to secure that starting role. Shedeur Sanders has truly elevated his performance, and at one point there was even talk of him being selected as high as the 2nd overall pick in the draft. However, to everyone's surprise, he fell to the 5th round. Whether it was concerns about his attitude or the fact that his father also serves as his coach, something caused his draft stock to drop significantly. But the truth is, Shedeur possesses raw talent that puts him among the most gifted quarterbacks in this year's draft class. During rookie minicamp, he didn't just display his on-field abilities, but also showcased strong leadership skills. As OTAs progressed, especially with media access, he continued to impress. Through various sessions, Shedeur has consistently made an impact, proving that he's not just a talented quarterback, but one with potential to lead and make waves in the league. As things stand, Shedeur Sanders has looked the sharpest of the quarterbacks. Of course, we have to keep in mind that there's no full contact action yet, no pads, but even in the 11-on-11 and 7-on-7 drills, he's shown something special. Currently listed as the 4th quarterback on the depth chart, Shedeur has a lot of ground to cover. But if he keeps performing at this level, that could change. One throw during a 7-on-7 session really stood out. Without linemen on either side, there was no pressure, but the throw was still impressive. The defense was in man-to-man coverage, with the safety leaning toward the left side of the field. This defensive setup presented Shedeur with a clear decision. If his target on the opposite side had a favorable matchup, he could take a shot. And that's exactly what he did, showing his awareness and ability to make smart, confident decisions.
But either way, both of those guys got drafted, by the same team, and you guys can see this was a previous interception that he threw right here in minicamp, and things are starting to stack up as Shedeur Sanders is not throwing any interceptions. He's continuing to be flawless, and his brother Dillon Gabriel seeming to throw a lot more interceptions, balls batted down to the line, and at the end of the day, these are some of the things that they don't necessarily want to put out to the public, but it's all I'm bringing to my audience, because if you guys haven't seen these clips, I think it's important you see these clips, because if it was Shedeur Sanders, it would be everywhere if he was throwing interceptions like this.
Dillon Gabriel has made more mistakes than Shedeur Sanders during their reps, with some noticeable struggles in his performance. At times, Gabriel seemed to worry about defensive linemen getting their hands up to bat passes down, which led him to release the ball higher than usual. This adjustment affected his accuracy, causing several passes to sail well over his receivers, and some even got deflected. These mistakes highlighted areas of his game that need improvement, especially with his ball placement and consistency. In contrast, Shedeur has looked more composed, even though both quarterbacks have areas to develop. While Shedeur has had his own missteps, His overall performance has been sharper and more controlled than Gabriel's.
Dillon Gabriel raises a lot of eyebrows of concern. As you guys know, he had a ball batted down today, and it turned into an interception, pick six. And you guys can see right here, this was a cause of concern coming into the draft when it pertained to Dillon Gabriel, is how, his smaller frame. You guys seen him with the Johnny Manziels. Just kind of those guys, the smaller frames, getting balls batted down to the line, ultimately turns into interceptions.
Shedeur and Dillon comparison, to be fair, is not even a debate. Shedeur is clear of Dillon Gabriel, and sports journalists even believe that he is the one who should start. Dillon Gabriel has continued to struggle, much like in the previous OTAs. He's misfired on several passes, with some throws barely avoiding the ground. His inconsistency has started to raise concerns, and now both fans and analysts are questioning the coaching staff's decision to favor Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. Despite Shedeur clearly outshining him with sharper reads, better accuracy, and more composure under pressure, the coaching staff remains convinced that Gabriel still has the potential to turn things around. However, with each passing session, that belief is being increasingly tested. Gabriel's struggles are becoming harder to ignore, and the pressure is mounting to see if he can bounce back and prove he deserves the starting role over Shedeur. The longer this inconsistency lasts, the more doubts will grow about his ability to lead the team.
This clip right here scares me. It really does, because it's clear when Gabriel stands next to the other QBs in this room that he is undersized, and with a massive human being in front of him like DeJuan Jones, it can make life tougher to see everything going on in front of him past the line of scrimmage, and this was just a terrible throw that almost hit the ground.
As reps continued, scrutiny around Dillon Gabriel intensified, and it was coming from all directions. Both passionate Browns fans and veteran commentators began questioning whether Gabriel was truly living up to the expectations set for him. Throughout the sessions, Gabriel has yet to outshine the competition in the way Shedeur Sanders consistently has. While Shedeur continues to impress with standout performances, showcasing growth and precision, Gabriel is still searching for that defining moment. The contrast between the two is becoming more noticeable with each passing day, and the pressure on Gabriel to step up is building rapidly. Even after these missteps, Fieldlytics continues to sing Gabriel's praises, which seems unfair to Shedeur Sanders, who has consistently delivered strong performances week after week. While Gabriel struggles to find his rhythm, Shedeur has been steadily improving, showing off his precision and leadership on the field. It feels like Yates is overlooking the consistent growth and sharp play that Shedeur has been putting on display, favoring Gabriel despite his ongoing inconsistency. Kimberly A. Martin also joined the growing chorus of voices backing Shedeur Sanders, and she didn't hold back. In a recent segment, Kimberly stated that she wouldn't be surprised at all if Shedeur ends up as the starting quarterback for Cleveland. Her reasoning? The Browns are facing a tough schedule this season, one that demands bold decisions and strong leadership from the start. According to Kimberly, given the caliber of competition Cleveland will be facing, it only makes sense to go with a quarterback who offers both composure under pressure and long-term potential. Shedeur checks both of those boxes, making him a solid choice to lead the team moving forward. Dan Orlovsky, never one to shy away from bold takes, took the Shedeur Sanders conversation to a new level. He openly challenged the Cleveland Browns front office to stop playing it safe and make the bold decision: start Shedeur Sanders. With undeniable conviction, Orlovsky directly addressed GM Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski, asking the question that's now resonating across NFL circles: isn't the chatter real? Orlovsky didn't just raise the point, he pushed it hard. He highlighted the growing buzz around Shedeur, the undeniable flashes of talent during minicamp, and the widespread belief that he's not just ready, but that he's the right choice for the job. Why not start Shedeur Sanders? Orlovsky asked bluntly, a question now echoing in the minds of fans, insiders, and analysts alike. The pressure is mounting for the Browns to make a move, and Orlovsky is making sure they hear it. Damian Woody, on the other hand, took a slightly different but equally compelling approach to Shedeur Sanders' rise. Focusing on the mental side of the game, Woody highlighted that what truly sets Shedeur apart isn't just his physical talent, it's his mental toughness. Woody even went as far as calling Shedeur's mental strength a superpower, something that's rare even among veteran quarterbacks. According to Woody, this unique mental edge could be the factor that fast-tracks Shedeur onto the field sooner than many expect. In the NFL, talent gets you in the door, Woody explained, but it's mental resilience that keeps you there and propels you forward. This mindset, Woody argues, is what could give Shedeur the push he needs to come up.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing for me. The stuff you talk, we've been talking about all the draft and pre-draft, but the superpowers that he has from the neck up, to me, that will help him get on the field faster than anything else will.
This growing disconnect raises questions about whether Yates is truly evaluating the situation fairly. What do you think, though? Is Field Yates overlooking Shedeur Sanders' clear improvements, or is he simply sticking to his guns on Gabriel? With Shedeur consistently outshining Gabriel in practice, does Yates' continued support of Dillon seem misguided, or is there something we're all missing? Are we putting too much weight on preseason performance, or should we trust the coaching staff's judgment to make the right call when it matters? And with the pressure mounting, could Shedeur's mental toughness and leadership really be what sets him apart, or is Gabriel's potential still worth the risk? Let us know your thoughts. Who do you think should get the starting nod for the Browns?